Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to my lowest calorie kitchen. My name is Alex and I provide anabolic recipes that are high in protein and low in calories so you can stay on track with your weight loss goals. What he said. Okay, so I was looking through my lowest calorie cookbook and I noticed I'm missing something from there. You can't have a cookbook without a proper blueberry muffin, man. I've had the chance to taste some amazing blueberry muffins this Easter, so here is my attempt of trying to replicate the original and trying to come up with an anabolic recipe that tastes almost as good as the original. So if you like blueberry muffins, then stick around and let's see what we're gonna need for this recipe. Roll the intro. Okay, so I've laid out everything we're gonna need for this recipe right here, so let's go through the ingredients real quick and get these out of the way. So we have casein protein powder, vanilla flavored, whey protein powder, vanilla flavored. These are both from my protein, but they come in bags, so I just moved them to these blank containers. That's why you don't see any brand on these. But no, I'm using my protein. And if you have a mix of both casein and whey, I know there are blends out there and most of you guys have blends of whey and casein. You just need a whey casein blend. You don't need to use them separately like I do, but I can't find a decent blend here and I prefer to use whey and casein separately. Okay, next we need some erythritol, vanilla extract, of course some blueberries. These are blueberry muffins. Now you can substitute these with any type of fruit you want, any type of berry, but please note there is a reason why blueberry muffins are a thing and not strawberry muffins, raspberry muffins. I tried it, they taste good, but not as good as blueberry ones. Next, we're gonna need some white flour, some baking powder, some coconut flour, and look at how this package opened up. Don't you just love it when that happens? The one ingredient to rule them all, and yes, that is a Kenny Fisher reference, salt. Shout out to Kenny. And this one I want to talk about a bit because it's Quark cheese, or Quark cream as it says on the packaging. What is Quark cheese? I'm sure you guys are gonna ask me in the comments what can you use to substitute this, because I know not all of you can get Quark. The best I can describe this as is halfway between Greek yogurt and cream cheese. So if you mix up some cream cheese with Greek yogurt, that's Quark cheese. It's kind of a wetter cheese. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. Has a bit of moisture. I'm gonna drain this. So here is what it looks like. It's like a thicker Greek yogurt. Almost as liquid as Greek yogurt, but it's actually a wet cheese. So if I mix some low-fat cheese with Greek yogurt, I get this consistency. So that's what we need. We need a wet cheese because we need the moisture. We're not adding any other source of moisture, so that's why we need a wet cheese. And the other ingredient I forgot to mention is, of course, egg whites. Okay, so let's start mixing up the ingredients. So you already know the drill on how we're gonna go about this. It's the classic scenario where we mix up the dry ingredients, then add the wet ingredients, mix both together, put them into muffin shapes and bake. So dry ingredients first. We're gonna start off with the protein powders. We're gonna be adding 20 grams of vanilla flavored whey protein and 20 grams of vanilla flavored casein protein. And if you have a whey casein blend, then use 40 grams of the blend you have. Preferably it will be half whey, half casein, but check the packaging, check the label beforehand, and make sure you get as close to 50-50 as you can. Okay, next we're gonna add 10 grams of coconut flour from this cool looking package, like a dog chewed up. Next we're gonna add 20 grams of regular white flour. We're gonna add 5 grams of baking powder. And this, it comes in small packages in my country, like 10 grams each. So we'll add half of this package. Next we're adding 30 grams of erythritol. And you can use powder if you want, you can use regular if you want. It won't matter, I'm using the regular one. You can add more or less. If you want it sweeter, you can add more. Like 32 grams, it doesn't matter. The recipe calls for 30, but 2 grams of erythritol really won't matter. And the last ingredient, which is a really important ingredient for baking recipes, and that is salt. I'm adding like 1 gram, and of course the scale won't pick it up, so I'm just putting it in my hand. If you don't know how much a gram is, it's sort of like that. So in it goes. Of course that's not a precise way of measuring, but it doesn't matter. Anything between 0.5 and 1 gram of salt will work. Now you just mix up the dry ingredients using a whisk. And now we can add the wet ingredients. We'll start with our Quark cheese or wet cheese. We're gonna add 60 grams of it. Be careful with the wet ingredients because you can't really get them out once they're in. The dry ingredients you can get away with, but just go light on the wet ones. Next we'll need 80 grams of egg whites. And what I say, I insisted on adding all of it because that's all there was in here, and I thought I could go for a win and finish the carton on 80, but it finished on 83. So now I'm gonna have to pull a bit away. I see a corner here where I can do it. That's what I mentioned. You won't really be able to get it out properly because once it hits those dry ingredients, it will be hard to really take out. Next we're gonna add 3 grams of vanilla extract. My hands are really shaky today. It's still morning and I'm not really a morning person. And we're gonna mix this before adding the blueberries in because we don't want to crush the blueberries with our whisk. And that's the consistency we want. It's not too liquid and not too hard either, somewhere in between. Now if you're using fresh blueberries like I am, you can add them in right now, but if you use frozen ones and they become defrosted a bit, they're gonna be a bit squishier and you will risk breaking them apart when you add them to this sticky dough. So keep in mind, if you use fresh ones, you can add them in now and mix it up with a spoon. But if you have squishier, I don't know what the term is, the squishier blueberries, you should add them in after you put the dough in the muffin shape. So I have here 100 grams of blueberries. I'm adding them in, but I'm leaving a few out as a topping. I'm gonna keep a few of the smaller ones. And by the way, make sure you have smaller blueberries because I've seen some large ass blueberries out there which are like this big, like as big as the tip of your thumb. We are using smaller blueberries so they fit in our muffin shape. If a blueberry takes up all of our muffin slot, then there will be no room for the dough. So keep that in mind when buying the blueberries. Pick the smaller ones and just go gently on this so we don't break apart the blueberries. Try to scoop in below the blueberries and don't go right through them. And that is our dough. Now we'll just get our muffin shape, our muffin tray. I prefer to use silicone because it won't stick as much as paper. I hate getting muffins out of the paper because it always sticks and breaks apart and you end up eating paper. Now we'll try to split this into 6 shapes. This only yields 6 portions, 6 muffins. We'll just go 1 spoon at a time in each one, adding them careful and trying to get an even blueberry coverage. And again, these are not mini muffins, these are regular size muffins, so they'll be pretty big boys. I'm not using the mini muffins because even though these are small blueberries, the minis don't leave a lot of room for both the dough and the blueberries. But if you can get really small blueberries, then maybe you can get away with mini muffins. But the regular ones work better. And now, since we left a few of the blueberries behind, I'm gonna use them as toppings for our blueberry muffins. And this is what I mean when I say you need to use the smaller blueberries, because if you have the large ass blueberries, there'll be like 2 blueberries fitting on this whole muffin. So, and now we'll just bake this for 15 minutes, let them cool down completely, and we'll be back for the taste test right after this B-roll with the finished product. Here they are. And here we are, guys, my favorite part of the video and yours as well, the taste test. So here is the end product, here is what they look like. They look like real muffins to me, they smell like real muffins to me. So let's get right into it. I have the one I ripped apart on camera earlier. You've seen how easy these are to get out of the silicone shape, so I highly recommend you getting the silicone muffin shapes instead of the gosh darn awful paper ones. They always get stuck to the muffin and you have to rip tiny pieces of paper and you always end up eating paper. So big win on the silicone ones. Okay, so the end product, calories and macros will be posted on screen right now for the entire batch and for each individual one. You saw earlier how they look like. The interior, it's really soft, exactly how a muffin should be, and also moist. The consistency, if you use the ingredients I do, it will be really soft and sticky and moist, just like real muffins. But it's cooked, it's not an uncooked batter. It's a soft and moist cooked batter. So even though looks do count, but they don't count for much if the taste isn't on point. So here we go. Muffin taste test time. That's a good muffin, man. The blueberry flavor really complements the flavor of the dough. Of course, it's a vanilla dough flavor, but together with the blueberry, they're a thing, man. Blueberry muffins are a thing. There is a reason why blueberries and muffins go so well together. The combo is just amazing. So what can I say? These are low calories, high in protein, as you already seen from the calories and macros. They satisfy your muffin cravings and they're an awesome tool to have in our anabolic arsenal. So if you're into muffins, if you're into baked goods, if you have a crazy sweet tooth like I do, then definitely check out these muffins, check out some of my other recipes. That is why I focus mainly on desserts. If you've ever wondered why this channel focuses on desserts only, because desserts are the ones that got me fat, and desserts are the ones that get a lot of people to be out of shape, obese. So that is where most of us screw up. It's not the main course. For some of us, it's pizza and fast food, but if you're like me and that's not your kryptonite, but desserts are the ones that get you, then definitely the anabolic desserts are the way to go. So there you have it, anabolic blueberry muffins. They're a really awesome alternative, so you can say no to the real deal and eat these low-calorie muffins instead, so you won't become a fat ass. As simple as that. So if you like this type of content, you know what to do, and until next time, I see you when I see you. Cheers! Half-Life 3 confirmed.